Today, I want to tell you why remote work ensures equality because it gives the chance to work for an amazing company to everyone, no matter where the people live. I want to share my story with you how I started my HR career in the recruitment part, okay? I had the pleasure working remotely at that time, but with companies in the States, in Asia, and in Europe. And sometimes I was working with companies in the States or in Europe where we looked for people with specific skills. Sometimes we had to relocate them from different countries. And I remember I had many situations like that sometimes many people applied, for example, many people with different languages, okay? And they applied from really distant places, from a different continent, okay? Because they really wanted to work for a certain company. And that company either said no, because we are not going to help anybody with relocation. And sometimes those candidates were amazingly qualified and really had so much to offer. But no, unfortunately, we don't help with relocation. You don't have the right status to work. Sorry, we can't hire you. So all these people were dismissed. And this is totally not fair. Then I had another group where I relocated people from different countries to work for a certain company. And all these problems they had to face, some of them had to leave their families, okay? Some of them had to risk everything and just try and move to a different country, to a different city, risk everything, try to rent an apartment or a house, right? And see if it works out. Yes, no. Leave their comfort zone completely, leave their families behind. And I thought this was not fair. Then, on the other hand, I also worked a lot with people who moved to the United States from different countries, especially many people from Africa, because they needed a better life, obviously. So, during my professional career, I also educated a lot in terms of refugees looking for a new path of life in the United States, okay? And I started having this thought after a couple of months that really there's so many amazing, talented people that had to leave everything behind just to get the opportunity to be paid normally according to their qualifications, but they have to move to a different continent. And those are sometimes those situations in life that you really have to risk everything and move on and move to a different country or to a different continent, risking everything that you have, hoping that it's going to work out, hoping that going to give you a job eventually. And I believe this is not fair. I think that everybody in the world should have the same chance, an equal chance to work for an amazing company. Why do people who don't live in London, who don't live in Berlin, who don't live in San Francisco, for example, why can't they work for those amazing companies out there? When you live in Asia, when you live in Africa, sometimes when you live even in a different country in Europe or a different part of the States, but you would love to work for a certain company because you have the qualifications, because you're amazing at what you do. Why can't you work for these companies? I kept asking myself this question. I am strongly convinced that today, as we are really entering the digital working era, we should embrace it, and we definitely shouldn't look back to all of the past patterns of what work is supposed to be, but we should open up. We should open up to the world, consider hiring amazing people, amazing talent, giving everybody the chance. It's nobody's fault that they live in a certain place and they would really like to grow and be part of an amazing company. But they can't do that because for some reason they can't relocate, okay? And that's the reason why I know, knowing what it looks like and working with so many candidates and so many companies around the world, that this is totally the way to go. Let's look at remote work this way, that it gives us the opportunity, the perspective to really reach out for global talent and give all of the people no matter where they live, no matter who they are, the ability to develop their skills and work together. And I think, and I'm strongly convinced, that this should be our new approach in the digital working era.